My name's Tom and I'm a fan of the great outdoors, and today I'll be taking you on one of the finest walks along the south coast of the UK, Sandbanks, and onto the Purbeck Hills to Swanage. Enjoy! Well, hello from Poole Harbour on this fine mid-spring day with a sharp sunlight and not a cloud in the sky, and the weather's set to stay like this all day. I'm going to use this time and go for a nice walk along Poole Harbour right to the very top of Sandbanks, and cross Sandbanks on the ferry over into Studland and the Isle of Purbeck, and make my way along Studland Beach towards Swanage, right over the Purbeck Ridge, past Old Harry Rocks, and then descend down onto Swanage Beach and into Swanage. I took you on a walk a while back in February, which did the Purbeck Way. Now I'm going to take you on what I call the Millionaire's Walk. Just a little bit of information about Poole Harbour. It happens to be the second biggest natural harbour in the world after Sydney. I did this walk on a midweekday, which was perfect because it was dead quiet, no one around, no traffic noise, unlike the weekends where it can get really busy at Poole Harbour. We're on the main part of the Sandbanks Peninsula now, so I've taken you the harbour side and shown you all the harbour side views of Brownsea Island, and now I'm just going to walk over to the beach side of Sandbanks. It's a great place because that's why the properties cost so much money, because one side they've got a sea view, the other side they've got a harbour view. So I'm going to take you to the sea view side now. This is my favourite bit of Sandbanks Beach. It's these lovely coves right by the Haven Hotel. It's absolutely beautiful, this area. And in the summer, it's not too busy up this part of the beach because a lot of people who come down here on holiday don't really venture this far up. So you just tend to get a lot of local people. What I mean by local people is people from Poole and Bournemouth tend to use this beach in the summer. I've got to where the Sandbanks ferry terminal is, and I'm going to grab something to eat now because I'm feeling a bit peckish. There's a nice little cafe here with good honest food in here, which I tend to go to if I'm local. And we'll grab something to eat and then we'll get a ferry over to Studland. For just £1 you can cross the mouth of Poole Harbour as a foot passenger on the Sandbanks ferry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. You can see the whole length of Bournemouth Beach stretching from Sandbanks to Hengistbury Head, which is near Muddyford, and Christchurch Harbour, which is, I think it's 12 miles. I might be wrong actually. That's absolute nonsense. I was miles out. Bournemouth Beach is 7 miles long in total. Well, I thought I'd have a stop and a rest here now because I've just done the full 3.5 miles along Studland Beach, and that's a long walk. But from now on things will get a bit more interesting now because we start to hit undulating surfaces. We start to climb up into the Purbex on top of the cliffs and head up towards Old Harry Rocks. But first we're going to stop at the Banks Arms because I'm going to have a pint because I'm feeling rather thirsty. I mean, I've got water here, but I mean thirsty. The tide's just far enough out today so I can squeeze along Knoll Beach without having to go inland on some of the pathways, because sometimes if we've got high tide you can't actually make your way along here. We've reached the more undulating part of the walk now, so we start to head off up the cliffs now towards Old Harry Rocks. As you can see, I just walked past this hotel and restaurant called The Pig. Now, food in there is really nice. But it's one of those places you just go on a special occasion like your birthday or someone else's birthday. Because it will set you back a fair bit. But the views from the garden out the back are fantastic, looking right across Studland Bay and Old Harry Rocks and Bournemouth, and then the Isle of Wight in the distance. I mean, it'd be a great place to have a wedding reception as well. But I should imagine it will cost a fair bit. Could I have a pint of Starcraven, please? That pint was well needed after that long slog along Studland Beach. I had to really buck against the idea of having a few more beers because I knew I just wouldn't finish the walk. Parry Rocks isn't just a landmark, it provides the best views of the area from up here, right across to the Isle of Wight and all of Bournemouth Beach and Poole Bay and the mouth of the harbour. You can even see deep into the harbour from out here as well, and Poole Town Centre, Camford Heath, and the hills beyond in North Dorset as well. You get fantastic views from up here. There's always loads of people up here because it's a good place to visit. Anyway, this is the last leg of the journey, and I'll be heading up now onto the high point of the Purbeck Hills to descend into Swanage for the final part of the walk. Just stopped with a view of Swanage Bay below me, just to have a bit of water and some fruit, because I'm starting to lag a bit now. I'm starting to get very thirsty and a bit tired, so I need to take on a bit of sugar. I could do with a little sleep actually. I might actually have a nice little sleep up here because there's no one walking past. It's really quiet now. I just passed the place that I go quite regularly to, is the Cabin, and it's a cafe bar that overlooks the sea and set into the cliff just at the foot of the hotel. You get really nice food in there. I normally go there every time I go to Swanage. I go sit there and have a couple of beers and watch the people walk by. That was an absolutely delicious fish and chips. It genuinely was nice. The batter was lovely and crispy, not too greasy, and probably also because I was absolutely starving after this long walk, so you work up a massive appetite. Anyway, I'm going to head back now to the station to get the bus back to Poole. The bus ride back to Poole was fantastic. There wasn't many people on the bus, so I had great views sitting at the back of the bus, outside. Plus it only cost me £2 because they have a special deal at the minute where you can go anywhere for £2. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.